Hello, so welcome back. So tonight, in the practice of a meditation, normally when we go for the retreats, there are different activities that we have to follow, and one of the activities that we have to do mindfully is the paying respect to the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And that is called the paying respect, Satipatthana. And today I have invited Ajahn Peera to demonstrate how we pay respect to the Buddha in different moves. Okay, so I want you to watch and, if possible, follow as he demonstrate, and I will explain to you in step by steps. So he's ready to demonstrate. And first of all, you're sitting like that, okay, kneeling down, and your hands are on the knees. Both hands are on the knees, and mindfully you're sitting. And as you're sitting, you're paying attention to the entire body, observing the sitting body. Uh-huh.
When you're ready to take mindfulness, you have to mentally note the sitting body posture. Sitting. You have to acknowledgement of movement, every movement. Firstly, you pay attention to this posture is sitting. Mental note about 3 times. Sitting, and sensation whole of your body. And the next step is pay attention to move by intending to bow down, intending 3 times, and then move your right hand first. We have to maintain 3 times and movement at the same time. Do upward your right hand first. Moving, and lifting. When your tongue is touching on your chest, you have to note touching. Left hand moving, and lifting your left hand, 3 times, and touching your thumb, touching. Lift your both hands, lifting your thumb, touching your nose, touching, and your head fold, touching, and then lowering. Your thumb is touching your chest, touching. Bend your back, blending, and lowering your right hand, lowering, and touching the fold, touching, and pressing your right hand, pressing 3 times, and then left hand lowering, touching, and pressing your left hand, pressing, and lowering your head, lowering, touching your forehead, touching the floor, touching, and lifting your head, lifting, moving your right hand way upward, lifting, moving, and lifting, your hand is touching your chest, touching, left hand moving, lifting, your hand is touching together, join together, touching, and rotate your back, stand, lifting, your both hand again, lifting, and your thumb is touching your nose, forehead, touching, and then lowering, touching your chest, touching, lowering your back, lowering, and right hand, lowering, touching, pressing, your left hand, lowering, touching, pressing, rolling your forehead, lowering, and touching. The second is Dhammo, and lifting your head, lifting, moving your right hand, moving upward like this, and lifting, touching your chest, touching, left hand moving, lifting, touching, join together, touching, and bending your back, lifting, your both hand again, lifting, your thumb is touching your nose, touching forehead, touching, and lowering, touching your chest, touching, bending your back, blending, lowering your right hand again, lowering, touching, pressing, left hand, lowering, touching, pressing, lowering your head, lowering, your forehead is touching the third is Sangho, and lifting your head, lifting, moving your right hand, moving, lifting, and touching the chest, touching, left hand, moving, lifting, touching, lifting your back, lifting, your both hand again, lifting, touching the nose, forehead touching and lowering, 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 touching the chest, touching, touching, touching. For the last, we're lifting your right hand on your knee, lowering, 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 and touching, 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 pressing, pressing, pressing. Left hand, lowering, 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 touching, 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 pressing, pressing, pressing. Sitting, sitting, sitting. Finish.
Okay, thank you. So this is how we mindfully pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha for 3 times. And this is also a mindful movement practice. And similarly, we can apply into our walking and other activities in that way. And I do understand that some of our listeners are not able to even sit kneeling down. In that case, again, you can use whichever ways you can, using their hands, moving, and a little bit of a bending and a raising up and like that. And so this is just a demonstration of how we practice when we are on a retreat, and even when you are practicing alone, one can practice in that way. So once paid respect for 3 times, and then again there is intending to walk or intending to stand up, intending to stand up or intending to sitting meditation. And this is always a very good way of developing the mindfulness. And it's really good. Suppose we are going to do the sitting meditation, and if we are doing for this 3 times with a mindful move, it's really, really helpful to develop our concentration. I remember when I was on a retreat last February, and whenever, particularly in the morning, it was like very drowsy and not able to even doing a practice of walking meditation. In that case, whenever we have to do the sitting meditation, we were always encouraged to have this practice of paying respect. And normally, if we are doing with the full posture, it will take about 15 minutes, or sometimes it takes 20 minutes to finish for 3 bowing. So it has got intending to move, intending to raise, and moving, and again touching, like that. So this is a very a detailed way of paying respect, and this technique we can use in our day-to-day life a lot. Suppose we are going for a shower, and again we can be mindful of every move that we move towards the shower while we are having a shower, or when we are washing dishes. Again, we can be very mindful of as we wash a dish. So in that time, again, you are not washing a dish with your thoughts, but you are washing a dish. You're aware of the plates, aware of the water touching, and when the water comes to touch to you, and how you feel, what is your mental state, and like that. And that's again similar to when you go for a walk. So you can be mindful each and every movement as you move as well. So that's why it is called a mindfulness of movements, or mindful movement, and simply develop our mindfulness and awareness of each movement. And as you move slowly, because of your mind is so concentrated on the movement, unlikely that mind will be drift into the past or the future, and in that moment our mind free from greed, hatred and ignorance, and also our mind in a way in a path to the right path, developing this moment by moment awareness at that time. And when we even look at the Satipatthana in Chittanupassana, we can see that there are 16 types of the mental states in 8 pairs, and those again simply to be mindful of each and every steps and that is taking place in our mind, and that only we can observe when we become mindful of every moment, every moves that we are taking. And when we are taking each moves, our mind is so concentrated, and with that the mind becomes so concentrated and calm. No kilesas or defilements can creep in, and as a result, this is one of the practices that encouraged everyone, if possible, then go and practice that. So when we are practicing, again, the Buddha mentioned in so many different discourses that we have to do it, only then we realize it. And once we have realized, it's like a snake taking out the outer layer every year without thinking of without recalling it again. Once it's taken out, the snake will never think of that the outer layer skin that it has thrown away. So that's also the mindset. Our mind mental state becomes in that way. With the practice, we will see that what is beneficial, what is unbeneficial, and whatever action that we are performing, it has a reaction, and it does matter to ourselves and then to the rest of the world. And with this, gradually we become our ability to develop the present moment awareness and ability to be having this momentary concentration moment after moment. Slowly we'll be able to understand this nature of change. So this is just one mindful movement practice. Now we have another couple of minutes before we practice the loving kindness meditation. So I would like to invite you, sit comfortably, aware of the body presence, if possible closing your eyes, and aware of the entire body as you breathe in and breathe out, experiencing the entire body breathes, and mindfully aware of that. Remember that our practice is not to be special or not to be different from what is taking place. We're simply aware of it as it is taking place naturally, normally. We are not looking for any special things. We are not making ourselves be special, but learning to be normal, learning to be natural. So breathe in and breathe out is natural, and we are observing whatever is taking place. We'll practice loving kindness meditation, so relax yourself. Bring into your body, aware of bodily sensation, aware of your hands. You may put your hand on your chest, the right hand and left chest. Feel the beating heart or physically smiling will connect you. And as you feel the connection with your heart, generating loving kindness and compassion towards yourself. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, near dear ones, starting from near dear one, parents, husband or wife, children, family, friends and relatives, and all other sentient beings. Whatever beings there are, visible or invisible beings, in this room, in this country, on earth, in the universe. May they be happy, may they be well, may they be free from sufferings, may they be liberated. Bring that attention to your hands. Feel the beating heart. Feel the sensations in your hands, and to sensation in your body. Aware of sensations in your body. And bring that attention to your eyes. As you hear the gong coming out from meditation, and reflect for a few moments.